So today we're going to do a bit of prep on the Burnout car. Thought I might film it, bring you guys along and put it on TikTok or YouTube or something, I don't know. Just bought a tripod and thought I'd buggerise around with it for a bit. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, I'll put the pressure tester on it and then check how the water's going and see if that's dropped or anything, which it probably would have, I don't know, we'll see. I just filled up the water a bit in the header tank because it was down a bit, which is the usual story for a Burnout car, especially like this one. The standard engine that I've put a turbo on, it's pump fuel, it's normal 98, not methanol or anything that keeps it cool. On a hot day, revved the bloody ringer out of it for 2 minutes ago, so, or a minute and a half, whatever it is. So what I did, pressure test it, usual course, do it every time I've got to prep the car. It's just a fact of life. So while I've got the pressure tester on it, I'll put it up and do some stuff underneath, have a look over the car and whatever. So something else I've got to do after every Burnout comp is cut all the slack off around my wheels here, all the excess tyre and shit that's got caught up in there, and usually what I use to do that is my trusty rusty pair of shit ass tin snips. It's the best thing. I got to do it every Burnout, every time I come back from the track. Usually do it like after the comp. Like I don't really do it at the event, but this is what I've got to do. So I had to change the plans. These work better that time. Usually, if I've got the real big straps of rubber, like the belts, the full-on belts off the tyres, I would use the big tin snips. But for all this little furry shit that I got, the wire cutters do beautifully. So it's like pubic hair except for cars. Right, no leaks, it's all good. That can now come off. Also, I only ever put water in these. I never put coolant in for this reason. Now, I'm probably people gonna say shit about that and whatever, but it's for the amount of time that it blows water out, and I've got to top it up. It's not worth running coolant. Not only that, the amount of time that an engine lasts, I may as well just put water in it, because the coolant and whatnot in it is going to outlast the engine. I can't be bothered saving or anything, so it's just water. It's what I run. So I've done a full check over the car, top and bottom, the engine bay and underneath the car. Everything's fine, all the suspension's fine, ball joints, all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to go into showing you all that, there's no point. I'm not going to change oil now, I will change it later, just because I'm running out of time in the day and I really don't want to be here. But what I am going to do is take that muffler off, that little hot dog, and I'll put my straight piece on there, and I want to check the air fuel ratio, because at the last burnouts what happened was, well, ever since I had the car, I've set it, the fuel pressure on my reg at 60 psi. Now it should be 58 or so, and I feel like it was just over fueling to the shit house. I backed it off at the last burnout day to just under 60, and it made a huge difference. So I backed it off more yesterday, because it wasn't quite right still. I think it's still over fueling, but Yeah, I'm gonna put air fuel ratio machine on it and show you how that works. Okay, so now that's on, I'll have to hook it up inside my cigarette lighter. Gives you a little readout on here on the screen, and I can check the air fuel ratio. And especially important now that I've changed that wastegate spring. Of course, I dropped the bolt. I'll put the hoist up and find it. Yeah, so I've upped it in here, so it's going to need more fuel pressure, so it's just something I'd like to check, but you're going to have to get it on a private road somewhere to give it a good run to check it at full noise, but yeah. So I've had enough going home. Didn't end up changing the oil or do anything. I'll just put that air fuel ratio machine on and look at doing that whenever I can next. But I'll probably come up tomorrow and do a bit more prep, do another video maybe, change oil, you know, all that sort of stuff. But for the most part it's done. I don't need to go overboard, but yeah, I might give it a wash, give it a chamois, but yeah, once they're built, they're not really that big a deal to maintain until you break something. Then you just, in my case, I just replace whatever's broken because I can't afford to put big expensive bits and pieces and whatever in the car. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Also, I'm going to do a video on how to adjust the line pressure on these BTR 4-speeds in I think it's AU onwards. You can wind up a screw on the S5 solenoid and it'll give you a bit more line pressure, so it'll bump into gear harder, it'll shift harder, not as much slip, all that sort of stuff, which is, I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but that's what I'm doing. So that'll also be in the next video. See you later.